What's up, guys? LarriWhyte podcast, hosted by LarriWhyte. I got a special guest today. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Hey, how you doing? My name's Jay Solar. I'm a
Yes,
upcoming
sir.
artist from Brooklyn. And yeah, I'm just here today for the
Yes,
podcast.
sir.
Feel me?
Very excited, bro. Let me
So,
ask you this. I found this interesting when you told me this. So you started writing at a young age. You started working on everything at a young age. What stopped you from continuing that love and then taking it seriously at the age of 21? What kind of
right,
other hobbies, or what changed your mind, and what made you decide at not so late, but that kind of just take it serious, that.
right. Well, that's a great question. Honestly, for a long time, I was kind of like trying to figure out what I wanted to do in life.
Yeah.
And for a long time, it was just something I did as a hobby,
Okay.
because I started off just writing with my friend,
Yep. Yep.
and I sang in the church, and I was
Yep.
just like, it was just in my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
But over time, it was like, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I had 50
Mhm.
careers, I swear.
Right. Okay. All right. All right.
I wanted
There's
to be a
nothing wrong with
fireman, all
that.
types of things, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but one day I just kind of like sat back and I was like, Jay, like, what do you really feel like doing?
Right.
And I just kind of like, I was like, you know what? I've been doing music for a while. Let me see where this takes me.
Hmm.
So that's just kind of what started it. And, after
Oh
that,
yeah.
it kind of grew a love.
Yeah.
It's not gonna stop.
That's awesome, bro. I like that. And I feel that when you say that, because I've had the same like mindset, like so many
Word.
different like hobbies, and like what do I want to do? I got all this shit, but
Yeah.
I feel that. I feel that shit. That shit's
Yo,
crazy.
for real.
So talk to me a little bit about school. I know you said you went to school for audio engineering. Did that kind of happen after you started really putting the mindset towards like you wanted to do this for real? Is that kind of
Yeah.
where that all okay, cool. Now where did you go? Let me talk to me about a little bit about that.
Okay, no problem. So I went to SAE Institute in New
Okay.
York, right?
Yep.
And honestly, that's when I was like already like into the music thing. My love
Yeah.
for music was growing already. And I was like, I got equipment, but I don't know how to use it.
Right.
So figured I should put myself in a facility where I know.
Mhm.
And oof, excuse me, I'm sorry. Right.
No, you're good, bro. You're good. You're good.
And and I ended up actually like meeting a lot of people right here. I
Yeah.
heard different sounds. That's actually where I met Kai
Yeah.
Boy,
Oh yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
that's where
Yeah.
I
All right.
met
All
Kai
right.
Boy at.
Oh,
Um,
okay. That makes
yeah.
all right. All right. Now we're all right. All right.
So
All right. All
like
right.
that's where I
Yeah.
met him at.
Okay.
And I was like, yo, it unlocked like a whole different sound in my head.
Yeah. Hundred
And I
percent.
was like, I wanted to like meet more people,
Mm-hmm.
like get better at my craft.
Yeah.
And after that, I just kind of like started even growing even more into like that
Mm-hmm.
artist type of
Yeah.
like mentality. Like I want to be an artist for real. So yeah, that's what I did. I learned a lot of engineering. I learned mastering. I'm not the best, but
Right.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm
No. That
definitely
makes
getting
yeah.
better every day.
Yeah.
So
Hundred
yeah,
percent.
that's
That's
really what I
awesome, bro. Do you
appreciate
think
that.
if you would have had that experience going to school and meeting all those people, if you didn't go, do you think you would be where you're at now? Do you think that kind of helped you?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not. Not to cut you,
No,
but
no, bro, you're good.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
no, no.
But absolutely not, bro. I would not be who I am today. Not at all. Like honestly, my whole sound grew because of the people
Mhm.
that I met,
Right.
especially like Kai and a few other
Yep.
people that I met, right? Like Tulip. There was some people. So they like helped me again hear different sounds. There was different genres that I didn't even know about, like plug music, right? Or
Yep.
new jazz. I didn't know
Yeah.
about that before
Okay.
I came to that school. And I
Mhm.
was on like mainstream like R&B. I was trying to be like a
Yep.
Polo G, you know
Yeah.
what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah.
I was just
Yeah.
like more mainstream, but I didn't know about the underground too much. So when I ended up going to the school, I met so many different personalities, so many different sounds. It was like,
Yeah.
oh shoot, wait a second. I need
Right.
to kind of go into this field a little
Yeah.
bit more.
Definitely.
So
Nah. Yeah.
yeah, it helped me evolve. Definitely, definitely.
I like that. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Do you think, with your experience with the underground, with all your underground artist connections, do you think,
yeah.
how do I want to word this? Do you think it's people don't you think it's harder for underground artists to get noticed just with the way the music business is? Do you think it's harder for them? Like if they didn't, not necessarily saying that I'm making that big of a dent in it, but do you think if there wasn't like podcasts and promo pages, do you think it'd be harder for them to kind of get their stuff out there, or do you think it's going in that right direction?
Honestly, yeah. Honestly, I mean, in the past few years. underground has definitely become a little bit more popular than before.
Right. Yeah.
But I definitely say without like people like you or like,
Mhm.
more podcasts going on, like it would be harder for people to get noticed in the underground scene
Yeah.
because again, it's like it's not as viewed as
Right.
mainstream, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
It's not on the
Yeah.
radios like that. It's not on like, big.
100%.
So it's like, it's definitely a evolution going on,
Right.
especially because of TikTok too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
TikTok's been
TikTok.
helping
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
Like a
TikTok goes
lot.
crazy.
Goes
TikTok goes
crazy.
insane, bro.
For real. Like
Yeah.
I go down my
That,
feed, it's like 20
bro,
different
I know.
underground artists.
See, but the problem, this is my problem. I always tell people because I do, like, I'm big into football. So I do like TikTok on like football and shit like that. But
Okay.
the difference with TikTok and like Instagram is the algorithm is so, like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, you can
Yeah.
post a TikTok at like 2 a.m, bro. That shit'll, but you post it like
Go.
normal time, nobody gives a fuck. I'm
No,
like, okay,
yes,
this
yo,
makes no
for real.
sense. Like,
I don't
what?
get it either.
Yeah,
I'll be
bro.
real. Like, I'll be posting on TikTok sometimes, and I've had a few videos go viral like
Yeah.
randomly. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
That's
Like
what I'm saying.
randomly. And
Yeah.
I'm like,
That's what I'm saying.
like
Yeah.
what the? And then I'm like, I
Yeah.
try to copy it again,
Yeah.
right, in like a different format.
Yep.
It
And
don't
it doesn't
work.
do it.
So
Yeah, I know. It's like, bro, what are you guys on right now? Like, nah,
exactly.
I know, bro. That shit.
Like,
I don't
we
get it,
just gonna
man.
pick one today. That's it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's what we're sticking with today. We want to watch what we want to watch, but yeah, nah, that
Right.
it's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
So starting at a young age, did you have before you and your best friend started writing, did you have any other musical influences growing up that kind of led you to start that young? Or was it just kind of like, damn, I really want to?
Yeah, a lot of times me and my friend, he would like come over to my house a lot of times and we would just be playing music for hours.
Yeah.
It started off with like Eminem, it
Hmm.
started off like Drake. Those were like big in our day back then, and
Yep.
then like with Lil Wayne was popular amongst us. But I always had like a different taste for music outside of like my
Yeah.
family and my friends, right? I was like always into like rock and stuff like that. I always like alternative rock. And that came from a former friend of mine actually.
Okay.
He was the first one to actually play like some rock songs for me.
Yeah.
After that, I fell into love with like Fall Out Boys, and I was like, you know what? I wanted to like Paramore. I actually wanted to like grow more,
Yeah.
off of that.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I could see myself doing this. So
Yeah.
and I knew I could sing at a younger age, so I was
Yeah.
like, okay, let me try and see if I could do a little something, write a little song or something
Yeah,
like
definitely. Yeah.
that. And then my best friend joined me on that flow. So he was like, all right, let's write together. Da, da, da,
Yeah.
da, da. And yeah, that's kind of what started that whole love for music.
That's
if that
awesome,
makes
bro.
sense. I
That's
appreciate it.
awesome. Yeah.
I
Does
appreciate
your
it.
best friend, does he still make? Are you guys still
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, we're still good. His name's actually Julian,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
you go by JBK, right? On
Okay. Hmm.
Instagram and stuff like
All right.
that. And yeah, he still writes to this day.
Okay.
I can't tell you that he got some music in the work. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie, he
Right.
got some
Nah.
music
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
work. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd be like, whoa,
Yeah. Right.
but
This is a little.
like wait a second.
Yeah.
But he hasn't officially dropped too much yet, but he has some
Okay.
stuff out on SoundCloud,
Okay.
so
Definitely.
he's doing his thing. He's doing
Yeah.
his thing,
Hell yeah.
you know.
Definitely. Um. Now back to we talked about all the different type of genres you listen to. I wanted to ask you this: do you think listening to all the different types of genres that you could have helped you get a more of an understanding in the music culture just in general before you even started making music seriously? Do you think that helped you get an understanding for everything that's out there besides just kind of being like one dimensional, be like, yo, I only fuck with this, rap or whatever it may be?
Right. Yeah, most definitely actually. That's great questions, man. I was actually when I started listening to music, I was like, oh, okay, I kind of have like a feel because I don't want to say it was like a formula, right?
Yeah.
But it felt like at that time, everything like kind of followed a trend, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
So I was hearing it and I was like, sometimes I would say, like, dang, I would have done this on the beat, you
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would have done this, right?
You're putting your
Uh,
input in there.
exactly,
Yeah.
putting my
Yeah.
input in. I was younger though, right?
Yeah.
And there was times where I was like, okay, I can definitely hear like a consistent like sound, if
Yeah.
that makes
Right.
sense,
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I try to replicate that
Yeah.
a lot, right? And that was often the music I heard. A lot of my style, a lot of my flows came from music that I heard in my prior days,
Yeah.
right? So I'm saying that like I'm old.
Yeah, bro. Nowadays, bro, we're all
But
old
now,
anymore.
so I used to listen to a lot of that and I used to like I kind of copy them in a sense, you know. That's how
Yeah.
it kind of started off, and then over time I started adding my own little zazz to it, and
Yeah.
then that's kind of how I came up with my style. If that makes
That's
sense.
awesome. Yeah,
Appreciate
100%,
that.
bro. It's crazy to think all the knowledge that you picked up when you were younger and everything that
Yeah,
you learned as you went. But the crazy part that I think about is how and no, like not saying it that way, but you didn't start
yeah.
actually taking it seriously. You're 21. It's like, damn, bro, you had all this knowledge and it was just kind of stored away. And then one day you're like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do it.
That's
That's
exactly
crazy.
how it
Yeah,
went,
yeah, that's
though.
what I'm saying. That's funny as fuck, bro.
Yo,
That's crazy,
nah,
bro.
for real.
So let me ask you. Let's talk about more of the music. Do you think, with the knowledge you have and everything that you know, do you think the music it's trending in a good way, just like the industry in general? Do you think it's trending in a good way, or you think it's kind of like iffy, or how do you feel like just in general, artists, the culture, the community, how do you see it's going?
I'll definitely tell you that I'm not to like disrespect the industry or anything like
Yeah.
that, but music is definitely not the same as how it used to be.
Oh,
Not that it's
100%.
bad, not that it's
Yeah.
bad, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, like, sound changes like every 10 years in the
Yep.
music industry, you know?
Yep.
And I'll be real, like this sound, it's funky, it's nice,
Yeah.
right?
Nah.
But it's not as I say, like story wise anymore. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's not as like based. I remember when it used to be like a movie watching it. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? It used to
Yeah.
feel like I
No.
was
Yeah.
watching a movie sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, oh, okay, like a short film. But nowadays it's just like it's a quick trend. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
it's. I don't think it's going in a bad direction. I won't say bad. I just say that it's just changing with the times and the people.
Yeah.
You know?
100%.
And that's it.
100%.
That's all.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
makes sense. I've heard a lot of different opinions and views on it. It's hard. I think community wise, I think you could probably say it's probably at a split because you do have cool people. Like, I mean, I would fuck with you a lot and we just started chopping it up, but
Appreciate that,
there's cool
man.
people like that. But then you got asshole, I mean, that's just the
Yeah.
world. I mean, I
Yeah.
can't sit here and say it's just the music community, but that's just the way I look at it. But definitely 100% what you said.
No, I
So,
understand, man.
yeah.
And especially in the industry, I mean, like, I met a few people that were like, that were kind of jerks. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'll be real,
100.
like, not to like expose
Yeah,
or nothing
nah,
like
go
that.
ahead, bro. Go ahead. I be doing that shit
But
all the time. Somebody
like,
hit me
yeah.
up in the DMs. I'll be like, bro, this motherfucker just said this. And I'm like, oh, fuck, dude. But nah, bro, you're
Nah,
good.
for real. There was a time where one of my teachers, right, when I was going to SAE,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
he was he produced for like Young Thug and stuff like that. He
Yeah.
was an audio engineer for a few
Yep.
big artists, right? And yo,
He was, bro.
he was a douche,
Dick,
bro. Like
bro.
a dick.
Oh,
Bro was
yeah,
a
nah,
dick.
yeah.
Nah, for real. Like, I mean, when it came, I remember there was one time he burst into our session, right? I think Kyle was there too. That's the funny
Yeah.
part, right?
Yeah.
He burst into our session. He was like, "How many times have I told you guys?" Ah, da, 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 da. I'm like,
Damn, yeah.
yo, bro.
Calm
Like,
down,
he brought the
brother.
security guard, calm down.
What the
He was like,
fuck?
"You guys need to listen. I done
Oh
produced
my
I done
God.
produced platinum records for Thug." I'm like,
Jesus. Yo, what the fuck?
he was going off,
Yeah.
and I was just like, dang, bro, like
Yeah.
you need to chill.
Yeah, you
a
need to
little
chill.
bit.
Nah,
Like,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
like,
calm
chill a
down.
little
Take a
bit.
couple still. Let's go down a little bit.
Hello,
Fuck.
like let's
Yeah,
go
fuck,
back to your
dude.
studio, bro.
Yeah, that's insane.
But yeah, there's definitely good people, and then
Yeah.
there's
Yeah. Not
funny
so
people.
good, yeah,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? Yeah, in a
Yeah.
sense.
But okay, let me ask you this. We've talked about all your favorite music genres. I always try to ask this one. If you could pick, I give you 3 artists and you can sit down with them for an hour.
Okay.
Any 3 artists, dead or alive, you get an hour, you pick their brain, whatever you want. Who are you picking, and then what are you asking them? What are you trying to like figure out as much as you can before the hour's up? Any 3 artists. Yeah.
3 artists. Oh, that was hard.
I know.
First artist would be Michael Jackson.
Okay.
Definitely. I'll ask him, first of all, how's your experience with Quincy Jones? You know what I'm saying? What sounds did you like? How did you come up with your sounds, and your melodies? That would be the first thing I'd ask. Right. Second artist would have to be Drake. You know what I'm saying? Drake, definitely Drake. I'll ask him, first of all, what's your team process like? How are you able to maintain your success for 15 years? What have been your steps overall to get into this pinnacle? And third person, who would I pick? Third person. Dang, that's hard.
I know, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Hard. Third person. I'll probably, you know what? I think I'll go. with nah, I don't say that. I don't want to say that. I say
See, the
definitely
crazy why you're thinking about the crazy part is I did one earlier. I did an interview with somebody earlier, and we had talked
yeah,
about Michael Jackson and Quincy Jones, and I'm
right.
like, why? That's why. And he was still we were chopping it up about everything, the sounds, and you just mentioned. I'm
Yeah.
like, damn, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, no, that motherfucker. Yeah,
Nah, that's crazy how they came
yeah,
back around
yeah,
though.
definitely. No, I was like,
Yeah.
damn.
Who would I pick? For the
I
third
know that
person.
that it always it's always the third one that stumps everybody
Yeah.
because like,
I don't know
fuck.
why. I don't know why it's
We can
hard
come
to
back to
pick.
it, bro. If you want to think about it for a minute, you're good.
You know what? I'm just throw one out there. I'm gonna say Rihanna. Definitely trying to
Okay,
tap
all
up with
right,
Rihanna a
all
little
right,
bit
okay.
because honestly, I just want to ask how she became a billionaire. I want to,
Yeah,
I
nah, yeah,
want to,
nah, shit,
like,
yeah, no,
she
for
came
real.
up, like,
Yeah, nah,
like, but how
100%.
was
Like,
that transition? Wait a
yeah,
second.
where'd you get that money, motherfucker?
Yeah, like, hold
Right,
on.
nah, that's funny. Nah, that's crazy, but yeah.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so let me talk to you about this. We're in the new year. What are you trying to work on, just within yourself and your music? What are you trying to improve on? Really, like, what do you want to see yourself get better at?
Okay. Definitely want to get better at like perfecting my craft overall.
Mhm.
I feel like there's certain things with my delivery and lyricism I can improve on,
Yeah.
But and finding more of like a stable sound. You know what I mean? As of right now, I've been kind of jumping between like different styles within the underground, you
Yeah,
know. And I just want to kind of like settle down in like one style because there's so many
definitely, definitely.
sounds.
Yeah, right, right.
And right now what I have is I have my album, my EP, I should say. It's dropping
Mhm.
on the 21st, I believe. On the 21st, yeah. And once that comes out, I'm just trying to be more consistent with music
Yeah,
every week. I
yeah,
want to drop a song, and get that out there more, just
definitely.
and building my Instagram for the most
Yeah.
part. That's it. That's it.
Bro, I've been trying. I agree with the Instagram. See, and
Yeah,
it's back to the algorithm thing, bro. I'm not
exactly.
saying Instagram is as bad, but it sometimes you gotta. I mean, you really gotta promote shit because if you don't,
Yeah.
it's hard to hit that spot where you're like. So I feel that.
Yeah, I
I
felt
feel
that.
that.
Felt that. I
Yeah,
feel you.
it's
Feel you.
but that's all of them. I mean, you can't like. It's just in general the algorithm. Like I said, TikTok, all that stupid shit, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Exactly.
bad.
It gets a
It
little
is.
bad.
Yeah, bro. It's just like damn. Like why? But I
Yeah,
mean,
like
whatever.
shit.
I mean, it's social media. I guess. I guess that's the world we live in.
Exactly.
Let me ask. Now, how do you feel about? Do you think social media has kind of? I don't want to say taken over the world, but do you think it's kind of been like a demanding thing now, where you like just see everybody on social media? Do you think? Do you think it like? Do you think if you had it and you were making music, do you think if you didn't have it, you think you'd be okay or not?
If I didn't have social media, do I think what music?
Yeah,
Um,
like promoting wise. I mean, obviously, I mean, I guess that's kind of a not a stupid question, but I mean, it makes sense. But do you
no, no,
think
no,
you
no,
would
no.
be okay without it? I should say, or not need it as much if you. Oh my god, I'm trying to think of this and word it the best way possible.
Yeah.
I guess in the way I'm asking is like, do you think if you didn't have it, you think you'd be where you are now, just in general, follower stuff like that,
Uh,
audience type stuff?
you know what's weird? Honestly, if we was like back, like like 90s days type of
Yeah.
vibe, I don't really feel like I feel like promotion was more laborious back
Yes.
then.
Yes. Yes.
Printing
Yeah.
flyers, stapling
Yeah.
it, handling it out,
Yeah.
getting into like clubs and stuff like
100%.
that,
Yeah.
and like getting into like CD stores and stuff
Yeah.
like that. I
Yeah.
feel like I probably have more of a following because it would really just decide like your worth ethic. You know
Yeah.
what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's
100%.
really
Yeah.
just based off your worth ethic back
Right.
then,
Yeah.
right? And it would probably build more like an underground vibe. People would
Yeah.
hear about you more.
Definitely. Yeah.
But with social media, it's more about figuring out like a system, and the
Yeah.
system
It
changes all
is.
the time.
Oh
The
yeah,
algorithm
dude. Yeah.
changes all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like figuring out the system and being consistent with the system, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. You
No,
know what I mean?
100%. Yeah.
So, and again, sometimes your account isn't going to blow, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
all the way,
Right.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It might reach a certain level and you might have to go to another account, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
and try that off another account.
Yeah.
It depends sometimes, you know what I mean, depending on the algorithm, depending on the
It
system you're
does.
using.
Yeah. I think you
But
really got to. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
yeah,
off.
yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
I think a lot of it also probably depends on your hook and deliver too, because I think a lot of
Yeah,
people, if you're promoting stuff, and I've heard this, like if you kind of say you post a reel or something and you put like a question at the bottom, that's gonna make people more interested. They're like, damn, okay, he just asked me a question. You know, they're
Yeah,
scrolling. But I think if you just kind of post a reel, then they'll be like, ah, fuck it. You know, I guess it
exactly.
really did, like you said, it all just depends on how you go about the system and work around it or work within it.
Right, right. It is. It really is, you know,
Yeah.
and it's understanding a little bit more psychology now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
You kind of got
Nah,
to
you're
understand a
right.
form of
Yeah.
psychology now, like human
Yeah.
behavior and stuff like that,
Yeah.
what keeps people attached and stuff like
Yep.
that. So it's definitely a little bit more mental now than I think labor is. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
Definitely.
but yeah, I think I'd still
No,
be at a
that was a weird. I worded that so many different
no, no,
ways,
no,
bro.
no, no. You said that right. You said that right. I
All
feel
right,
like
all right, all right,
it
all
was
right.
cool. It was
Now we're
cool.
just having, bro. When I have good conversation, I try to like just think of these questions and not have to
I
look at my notes.
understand.
But I'm like, all right, you know, I
No,
gotta,
I'm yo.
yeah,
Listen, I'm the same way when I come down to
yeah,
conversations. I just kind of like
bro.
free ball. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? I
yeah,
just
no,
vibe.
it's
I just
crazy,
vibe.
yeah. Um, so let me ask you something. How? Hold on, let me. No, I'm gonna go to my notes before I mess it up. What do you? Okay, no. I know what I was. Two-parter question. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Walk me through your process in creating your music, and then also, if it comes to it, what are some hobbies that you like to do if you can't get what you need to get done in the studio and make what you need to make? What are some things you do to get back in that headspace and get right to be where you need to be?
Okay. So when it comes down to like me trying to get into that headspace, a lot of times, because I go through writer's block a lot. A
Yeah,
lot of people
that
don't know
yeah
I go
that
through writer's
that's the
block
first.
like
Some people are up and down. Some people are like, oh fuck it, I don't, you know. But then other people like
yeah.
you, I've had it's 50-50. So that's
Yeah. Like and you know, I've realized it's common with a lot of people too, with
yeah,
like friends and stuff like that. But I go through it a lot, and a lot of times it's not even that I just forget how to write or
yeah,
anything like that.
right,
It's just like I don't know what topic to talk about, you know what I'm
yep,
saying?
yep,
So what I do, right, is sometimes I talk to my friends, you know, if you have any
yeah,
like friends that are like going through any drama or anything like that or
yeah,
had past experiences, I like to talk to them and like get a feel for what, like, yo, bro, you remember when you told me about such a, yo, you think you can run that by me again? You know what I'm
right,
saying?
yeah,
Or sometimes I even talk with my mom, you know what I mean? Sometimes
okay,
she'll just
okay,
say something, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like just regular conversation.
definitely,
I ask
yeah,
her a hypothetical
yeah,
and random conversation and random topic, and I'll be like, you know what? I'm gonna write that down real fast,
yeah,
you know, put it in my notes,
definitely,
boom,
yeah,
boom. And I just go off of that. And one thing I tend to realize is that when I overthink, like when I overthink about like lyrics and stuff like that, I
mm,
realize that I kind of like subdue myself in a sense, you know what I
yeah,
mean? So it's like if I hear a beat, I go with the flow and I'm like I write something, I'm like, oh nah, I don't want to do that. You know
yeah,
what I mean? But then I'm like,
right,
I got to a point where it's like, nah, if it's the first, because I heard this from J. Cole actually, you know,
okay,
if
okay,
it's
yeah,
the first bar that you write, yo, it don't matter what it is, just write it. If it's the first bar that come to your head, just write it down. You know what I mean?
yep,
Because that bar is gonna lead
100%,
you to another bar. And it's gonna lead you to
yeah,
another one. It's gonna
yeah,
lead you to another, and then you're
and
gonna
it
have a
leads you to the
song,
promised land.
right?
Yep,
And it
yep,
really works. It really
yeah,
works. So I'm like, you know what? I started kind of stop double like second guessing myself. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Yeah.
100%.
So
That's
yeah.
awesome, bro. I like that a lot. And definitely, I mean, that makes, you know, talking to your friends and your homies and obviously your loved ones, that would clear your head a lot and just see
Yeah.
get you out of that kind of headspace that you don't need to be in. But
Exactly. Exactly.
definitely, bro, I like that. So I got an interesting one. I want to ask you this, and I kind of, this is the first time I've kind of asked this, at least this type of
Wow.
question.
Okay.
So if you had a day to go back and talk with your younger self, like a day you could go back, talk, whatever, whole day, what would you, I guess necessarily not warn them, or but what would you want to say to them, maybe to talk to you about your future or something that may have happened and be like, yo, it's gonna happen, handle it instead of how I handled it then, handle it differently, you know what I'm saying? See how different it could have turned out.
You know what I say? I tell my younger self, be comfortable with you. You
Okay.
know what I mean? That's the first thing. I'll be like, you know, because a lot of times when I was younger, it was like I was questioning like, oh, would people like this? Oh, I think that's what held me back a lot too when I was younger with music. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? I didn't have like I wasn't playing it for my friends constantly. I
Right.
wasn't playing it for people. So I didn't know if people would actually like this. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And it made me like, you know, you get in your head a lot when you just
Yeah.
by yourself listening to your own stuff, not really,
Yeah.
you know. So I would have been like, you know what, bro, just be comfortable with being you. You know, you have one life, you
Yep.
know, live it to the fullest. Don't
100%.
don't try to double think about so much. And one thing I would also warn myself is I would say, um, don't try to become rich so young,
Yeah.
bro.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
don't,
Nah.
like I felt like I
Right.
was on this path of like, you know what, I have to be a
Yep.
certain level at a certain age. And I'm like,
Yep.
you know what? It'll come when it comes. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Just know that you're gonna find good connections. You're gonna be in a good state, you know, and you want to get to just a mentally like stable place. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like overall, when it comes down to music, emotions, and just your overall like just mental. You know what I mean? Like
100%. Yeah.
energy. So I would
Definitely, bro.
definitely tell myself just like chill, worry about what you got going on, man. Don't
Yep.
worry about what other people gonna think
Yep.
about you,
Yep.
and
See, that's
and just stay in your lane. You know,
yep.
that
hundred
would be the
percent, bro.
first
No,
thing.
that's 1,000%, bro. I mean, I
Yeah,
respect that a lot. That's my biggest thing. I mean, still to this day, I try not to let it bother me as much. But if you
yeah,
got people like, they said this about you, you're like, fuck, bro. Like, what did I do
yeah.
to you to be so negative towards me? It's like, why?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's just
You know
why.
what? You know what I learned, bro? When you got something that you have, right, and
Yeah.
other people don't have, right? It's like it's a form of, it's nothing you could do. It's nothing
Yep.
against you. It's nothing you
Yes,
could
sir.
do. It's just a form of like, damn, why does he have that? You know, it's
Right. Yeah.
jealousy. You know what I'm
Jealousy. Yep.
saying? It's a
Yep.
jealousy. And I even said that in a song before.
Yeah.
I was like, if you want a bag, why don't you just ask? Guess when they not you, they want to be you, something like that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Right.
I can't
Right.
remember
Yeah.
the exact
Yeah.
part for some reason.
Right.
It's crazy.
Right. Right.
But yeah, it was like, yo, when people not you, they want to be you. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And a lot of times it's not that. Sometimes it be simple. Sometimes it just be your energy. You know, it'd
Yeah.
be how you just carry yourself sometimes. And it's like,
Yeah.
damn, why he doing it like that? Why can't I do it like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I had to learn that, you know, it's not even
100%.
about it's not even about like anything else. It don't gotta
Yeah.
be no living situation. It don't gotta be who you know. It don't even gotta be like sometimes what you do. It just be
Yeah.
you. You know, it just
Facts,
be your
bro.
energy. It just be
Yeah.
like, damn,
100%, bro.
he cool.
Yeah. No, that
But word,
100%. Yeah.
word.
No, that's facts, bro. That's crazy.
No, I feel
Um.
you though.
So speaking about all that, I'm kind of interested. How do you deal with criticism? Obviously, you went to school and you've dealt with some
Yeah,
asshole teachers, and obviously, but
word.
how do you take it, and what's your approach to handle it if it may not be in the most positive way that you possibly could think it could be? How do you like put all that in your brain and be like, yo, fuck that, like I'll just take it and roll with it? You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people take it in different ways. Obviously, I know I do, but how do you
Yeah.
handle that?
Criticism. You know what's crazy? I was just in a competition the other day, not so long ago, like on TikTok, right? It was a
Yeah.
music competition thing,
Yeah.
right? And I played a song that I was proud of, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like, right? And a lot of people liked it. I was like, okay, so I felt like this was a good, but it wasn't my best song. I knew it wasn't my
Yeah.
best song, right? But I was just like, you know what? I like it. Let me throw this out there, right? I ended up losing by 3. Right, I ended
Wow.
up losing by
Yeah.
3, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, and I got some criticism that I expect, right? They was like,
Yeah.
yo, work on certain things, like work on your lyricism, work on your delivery. And I felt like I was at that point in that song, like
Yeah.
working like on my like I felt like it
Right.
was good, right?
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? I don't really take things as personal as before. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Because when I was, I remember my first track that I made, I played it for my mom. She was like, go back and write again, right?
Yeah.
He was like, go back and write again. I was like,
Yeah.
who are you talking?
Damn. Right.
Hello,
What the
wait a,
hell?
I'm your son. Wait,
Right. What the hell?
what the
Oh.
hell? Like,
Yeah.
but I came back with another track right after like some weeks, and
Mhm.
she was like, okay, we got
That's better.
something here,
Yeah. That's
right? This
better.
is
All right.
way
All right.
better,
All right.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was like, okay, and now she's turned into like one of my number one supporters.
Yeah.
So when it came down to criticism, I just kind of learned that it's not you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not you as a
Yeah.
person. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's just that sometimes it be this specific thing that they hear, and sometimes people don't have the same ear as you. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Definitely.
So instead of taking it like, don't take it personal. You know, there's gonna be a majority of crowds. Like, there's gonna be a big
Right.
crowd, right? And most people are gonna probably like it or dislike it. It's just
Right.
one of the
Yep.
two. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Definitely, bro.
So, and you can't please everybody. You know,
Nope.
some people have
Yeah.
different tastes. Some people have
Yeah.
different views. Some people just have different thoughts, you know?
Yeah.
And it's not to say that you can't take the criticism. Take the criticism, listen to them, And if they give you genuine advice, follow it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Don't take it to heart. Don't take it to
Yeah.
heart. You
Definitely.
know what I mean? That's the best
Yeah.
thing that I could say. Now, if it's hate, like, oh man, this is just trash. Like,
Yeah.
all right, bro, why do you feel that way? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
I don't
100%.
know why it's just trash. Like, okay,
Right. All right.
that's a
Then.
little hate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a little
Then
hate. You
fuck you.
know?
How about that?
Yeah,
No, I'm
fuck you. Exactly. Fuck you, bro.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I would say. Like,
Yeah.
but if it's genuine, like, bro, I felt like you could have went a little like harder on your vocals right here. I felt like you could have, you know what I'm saying, worked on your delivery right at this
Yeah.
point. Or I felt like you could have, worked on a little lyricism at this point. Like I felt like it was good, but it was da 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 da. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then you know what? Listen to them. Don't take it personal. Take it to heart because they're actually trying to help you
Definitely.
be better. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah.
So it's
100%,
like, you
bro.
know what? All right, I
Yeah.
appreciate you, bro. I'm gonna take that into
Thanks.
consideration next time.
Yep.
So yeah,
100%, bro.
appreciate that.
Well, brother, before I wrap this up, I want to ask this last question. So, what would be your best advice on anybody trying to reach a goal or a dream to keep striving, keep reaching, and not to stop or not to give up on that dream?
You know what? Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself because you're gonna surprise yourself.
Yep.
There was times I was just like I didn't know if I could even come into certain things. And there's people that I know that are doing it good, right? In music overall, but I won't bandwagon. I'm not gonna come off of it. You know what I mean? So I just want to make my own path. But the connections that I form with people, it's like, dang, I never knew I would get here. You know what I mean? I never knew that
100%.
I would actually meet certain people, right? And it's like, dang, okay, that's what's up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you surprise yourself once you keep going. Don't
Definitely,
give
bro.
up. There's a path for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it just
100%.
takes a little longer to find your own path. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
definitely, bro.
Sometimes you don't gotta worry. Like I be telling my friends a lot of times because they work into music and they do different people and stuff like that. But I be telling them like, yo, listen, bro, you young. You know what I mean? You're young. You're not 30, you're not 57, you're not 40. You know what I mean? You're young, right?
Yeah.
Keep pushing every day. You don't know when your break is gonna come. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
You'll
You
never
know it.
So
You know it, bro.
that's the best thing I'll say. Just never give up, and you'll be surprised of what you could do.
That's awesome, bro. That's awesome.
I appreciate that.
Bro, I had an honor. This was one of my favorite ones I've done in a while.
I appreciate that, man.
Of course, bro. You're
Really
awesome, dude. You speak
Thank
facts,
you,
bro, and I
man.
love what you do, Jay. The stage is yours, bro. If you want to shout out anybody, obviously we know you have your project coming soon.
Yeah.
Promo that. Links will be down below. So, stage is yours, bro. Whatever you want to.
I appreciate you, Larry, man.
Of course,
I love
bro.
what you're doing, man. I
Thank
really
you,
wish
bro.
the best of luck on your
Thank
path,
you, bro.
For real.
Thank you.
Tuning in.
100%.
I just want to shout out my Dive Deep EP is coming out,
Yes,
I believe,
sir.
on the 21st of January. And I want to shout out to No Love Tulip. He's another great artist that's on the come up. I want to shout out to Kai Boy, King Kai.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
He's great producer coming up, I would say. And I want to shout out to two more people. Rockstar Molly, that's my boy right there. Big in the underground world.
Hell yeah.
Big with TVA. He's doing his thing, working.
That's
his
awesome,
butt off.
bro. Hell yeah.
And JBK, watch out for that man.
All right. Yeah, we're in there. All right. Of course, bro. Thanks for coming on here, bro. Guys, go check him out. Link will be down below. LarriWhyte Podcast. Peace.
Yes, peace, brother.